What's up XRP holders, guys? In this important video I have some crucial data to share with you in regard to XRP, and if you're invested in this coin for any reason, you definitely want to watch this video until the end because it's going to give you an edge above other investors, other traders. I have some very interesting statistics to share with you, and I promise you no one is talking about the stuff that I will share with you today. So let's get into it. It's an important one. Don't forget to like the video, of course. Can we get this one back above 1,000 likes? I appreciate you watching. Let's get into it.
Okay guys, so starting off with this important chart. On the left we have the Google search volume for XRP, and on the right the XRP price chart. Now back in July 2024, search interest for XRP really exploded, as you can see over here, and that lined up perfectly with a major breakout in the price. This is typical. When hype and retail attention surge, price often reacts very sharply. Now fast forward to August 2025, prices have pushed to new highs, as we all know, but fewer people are currently searching for XRP compared to those earlier spikes. So search volume is making lower highs while price is actually making higher highs. And this is what we call a bearish divergence between attention and price. And this suggests that the rally is not being fueled by, let's say, a wave of new retail buyers like before. Instead, this rally seems to be driven by institutions, whales, long-term holders, but not really retail FOMO, as you can see. And when you see this setup, guys, it's not an immediate crash signal or anything, but historically such divergences often appear near local or cycle tops. And the risk is this: if large holders start selling and retail demand is low, there's basically less new money to absorb the sell pressure. So the bottom line, prices are still climbing for now, but without the same level of public hype we saw at previous peaks, and that is something you want to keep an eye on very closely, guys. So pay attention to these signals. I mean, I also made a comparison between the Bitcoin price and XRP's price on the weekly time frame. You can see this this trend line. Bitcoin made higher highs basically since 2024. Clearly higher highs. The RSI, the relative strength index, formed lower highs. So the trend is definitely losing a little bit of steam here, and typically these massive bearish divergences on high time frames, such as weekly time frames, they tend to sooner rather than later mark a local top or maybe even the cycle top, in this case for Bitcoin on the left hand side. But we're also seeing that for XRP, price is making higher highs. RSI is still making lower highs for now on the weekly scale. I'm not saying that we have to crash tomorrow or something, but I am saying that the trend is definitely losing a little bit of steam here. Can we break this trend line to the upside on the weekly RSI? Of course, but the last few times that we touch this exact trend line, we have seen some sell pressure, and eventually this could lead to a much larger correction, both for Bitcoin and also, of course, for XRP. So just be mindful of that. I do believe that there could be massive resistance between $4 and $5 for XRP, and for Bitcoin most likely between $125,000 up to 130K. So pay attention to these levels, but this is definitely something that could be bearish, what we're seeing right now in terms of the search interest for XRP and for Bitcoin and for a lot of other cryptocurrencies as well. Now this is also a very interesting chart to look at. XRP's percentage of total supply in profit is currently sitting above 95%. Now historically, when this metric reaches such extreme levels, it often lines up with local tops as profit-taking pressure starts to mount. But right now, guys, the price is around, let me see, $3.26. So almost anyone in XRP is currently sitting in profit. That's a lot of unrealized gains, and it means that basically any shift in sentiment could trigger heavy selling. There's also a flip side to this. I mean, XRP has shown in the past it can sustain these high profit ratios for longer than most assets before a major correction. So if buyers keep stepping in, we could see momentum carry higher before any real pullback. But yeah, definitely be aware of this. Almost everyone is right now in profits. And we have also seen that here in January when a lot of people were in profits when the price was high, and eventually we did saw a major correction due to this. So pay very close attention to this metric as well. Now this is another important chart to watch. Here you can see the will to exchange transactions over on Binance, and we have seen the second largest XRP whale inflow in history, as you can see over here. This chart goes back to 2022, but I can tell you this is the second largest inflow in history. The largest one so far has been in December last year, and eventually we all know that that was very close to the local top for XRP before a multi-month correction. So this is definitely also something to take very serious. On the other hand, there are also some positive things here to mention, because if we look at the altcoin season index, then we do know that we are currently sitting at 53, so there's still a lot of room left here for more upside in the prices of altcoins. Typically when this meter goes above 75, you want to lock in some profits into stable coins, because historically we always see a massive pullback whenever we go above 75 on this meter in the altcoin market, at least a multi-week to maybe even a multi-month correction for altcoins. So pay attention to this as well. And guys, if you're looking for an exchange to buy or to trade your altcoins on, I would highly recommend BTCC. It's the first link down below in the video description. They are partnered up with the channel and they're currently offering a 10% deposit bonus to my audience exclusively. BTCC has been around for more than 13 years. That tells a lot about the exchange. So if you're interested in this, check it out. It's the first link. Alternatively, you can also trade on Margex or AscendEX. These exchanges are also offering massive deposit bonuses right now for my audience exclusively. So definitely check it out if you're interested. So continuing here with the video, I'm going to show you HBAR in a while, so stay tuned. But first off, I want to talk about this. Treasury Secretary Bessent says the Federal Reserve should consider a 50 basis point rate cut. This, of course, a major signal. Typically, whenever we see rate cuts, risk on assets tend to perform very well. But you should understand that the next FOMC meeting is in September. So I believe that markets are going to price in rate cuts. So we could see a rally into September, but I'm not too sure whether we're going to see a continued rally in September. So just be aware that September is historically not the best month for crypto, but I definitely believe that this potential rate cut news is going to get priced into the market until September. Here we have the September rate cut odds surge to 90% following US CPI release. There's a very high probability that we will see rate cuts very, very soon, guys. If we look at HBAR here on the weekly time frame, we can see that HBAR broke above the Gaussian channel, which is very bullish, and it looks like the same thing that we saw in 2021 is playing out once again for HBAR. So why is that? Well, we first had an initial pump here, then we had a correction period. We broke slightly back into the Gaussian channel. Eventually HBAR broke outside of the Gaussian channel, and it looks like we are at a similar point right now. We had an initial rally to the upside, a correction back to the Gaussian channel. We broke back above it, and it looks like HBAR is ready for continuation. And I expect that HBAR could reach a new all-time high very soon, maybe even in this month. That of course remains to be seen. We can also look at it from a different perspective. This is HBAR once again on the weekly. Here we have the EMA ribbons. Typically whenever you trade below the ribbons for a long period of time on the weekly time frame, it marks a bear market. Whenever you trade above the ribbons, it indicates a bull market. And I think this bull market is still in full force. I think we are going to break above the January highs for HBAR fairly soon, and I think HBAR could set a new all-time high, maybe to 50 cents or so in the near term. So pay attention to that. HBAR looks bullish. I also believe that XRP will go further to the upside, but pay attention to the area between, I would say, $4.50 to $5.50. There could be massive resistance. I explained all of that in a video from yesterday, so if you haven't watched it, definitely make sure to do that as well.
That was it, guys, for today's XRP analysis. If this video was helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, of course. Also follow me over on Instagram, official link down below. I'm sharing additional XRP crypto content over there, which you don't want to miss out on. For now, guys, stay strong, diamond hands. I still think we're going higher here in the short term, but just be aware of all the stuff that I mentioned in today's video. I want to thank you for watching. See you very soon with another XRP update. Bye bye.